Guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today welcome to my Europa League round of 16 first leg predictions. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get into the predictions. Okay, and the first game comes from the Bay Arena as Bayer Leverkusen face Ferencváros at 5:45. Now, I think we all know Ferencváros as the kings of the Hungarian league. I think they've won the Hungarian league about 34 times, so that's quite astonishing. But to be honest, no offence to all my Hungarian viewers out there, but I don't really pay much, because I actually do have a few Hungarian viewers who watch my videos, so big up to all you guys. And if there is any, I think Ferencváros are from Hungary anyway. So if there is any Ferencváros fans watching this video, how do you think you'll get on tonight? Will you win? It's going to be tough though for me. Bayer Leverkusen, they're a good team. I think they're having a decent season in the Bundesliga. Let me check where they are. They're 9th at the moment, but they're only 8 points off the European places. So it's an all right season, I guess. But prediction, I think Leverkusen will win this one. You know, they beat Monaco in the playoff round, and Monaco are doing really well in Ligue 1 this season. So I'm going to go Bayer Leverkusen 3, Ferencváros 0. 3-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. Okay, then, and the next game comes from Rome. It is Roma versus Real Sociedad at the Stadio Olimpico. And this is going to be a really good game in my opinion. Two teams who are having a really good season in Serie A and La Liga. Roma, I think, are 4th in Serie A, and Real Sociedad are 4th in La Liga. So both teams are 4th in their domestic leagues. Now, I did watch Roma on Sunday as they beat Juventus 1-0. And to be fair, I generally thought Juve were the better team. Of course, we'll speak about Juventus later in the video. Roma, for me, I don't think they were that good. Of course, but you know, this is a big game for them, for Roma. You know, they beat Salzburg in the last round. And to be fair to Salzburg, they are quite a decent team. Real Sociedad, they're having a really good season, even though they have lost probably their big player Alexander Isak to Newcastle, I think in January or the summer. I don't know when it was. But I think this could go either way. I think Roma could win this or Sociedad could win this. But I'm going to go home advantage and go Roma 2, Real Sociedad 1. 2-1 Roma. Okay, then, and the next game is Sporting Lisbon versus Arsenal at the Estadio. I can't remember what the name of the ground is. But yeah, of course, Arsenal, of course, are the current leaders in the Premier League. Sporting Lisbon, let me check what they are. I don't think Sporting are actually having that good of a. Sporting Lisbon are currently 4th place at the moment. So as it stands, they're Sporting Lisbon going into the Conference League as it stands. Well, that is really not that good, to be honest. Oh, the Estadio José Alvalade, that was it. But yeah, for me, I think Arsenal should win this. But going to Lisbon can be quite tough. Obviously, we went there, and we lost 2-0. Sporting can do well against big European sides, but Arsenal, I think they'll have too much for Sporting. So I'm going to go Sporting Lisbon 0, Arsenal 3, 3-0 Arsenal. But come on, Sporting, vamos. Okay, then, and the next game, it is Union Berlin of Germany against Union Saint-Gilloise of Belgium. And actually, this is the second time this season that this is the third meeting between these two in the Europa League this season. And funny enough, these two did play each other in the group stages of the Europa League. And when they played each other in Berlin, Saint-Gilloise won 1-0. And to be fair to Union Saint-Gilloise, they're having a very good season in the Belgian Pro League. They're currently 2nd place at the moment. They're above Ghent, they're above Standard Liège, they're above Club Brugge, and they're above Royal Antwerp. Only Ghent are above the court. Genk are leading the Belgian Pro League at the moment. So a very good season for Union Saint-Gilloise. But for Union Berlin, they're again having an outstanding season. 3rd in the Bundesliga, promoted only 4 seasons ago. And you know, I did watch Union Berlin in the last round against Ajax, and to be fair, I thought Union Berlin, well, the first leg in Amsterdam wasn't that great. It was a bit dead, if I have to be honest. But second leg, Union played well. Ajax dominated the game sometimes, but Union Berlin played really well, and Union Berlin at home are quite good. Even I know Union St. Galois won 1-0 when they played each other in Berlin in the group stages, but I'm going to go with home advantage and go Union Berlin 3, Union St. Galois 0, so 3-0 to the Germans. Okay, then now we move on to the first 8 o'clock game, and it's Juventus against Freiburg at the Allianz Stadium this evening. Now, like I said, Juve, I did watch their game with Roma on Sunday, and to be fair, I thought Juventus were by far the better side. I know they lost 1-0, but in my opinion, I think Juventus were the better team. I think they had a lot of chances, Juve, but any Juve fans, I actually think you played alright. But Freiburg are doing really well too. Freiburg are unbeaten in 5. Freiburg have drawn the last 2. They drew 1-1 with Bayer Leverkusen, and they drew 0-0 with Borussia Mönchengladbach on Saturday. Of course, after this, Freiburg have got a league game against Hoffenheim, and then they've got the second leg at home. But, you know, Freiburg are having an alright season. I think they are in a Champions League race with Leipzig, I think. So maybe this is if Freiburg don't finish in the top 4 in the Bundesliga, maybe they could go and win the Europa League. If there is any Freiburg fans watching, are you going to take the Europa League a bit seriously? Do you want to win the Europa League to qualify for the Champions League? Because come on, Leipzig are a good team, and it's probably Leipzig have a better chance of finishing 4th than Freiburg do. But it's going to be tough for Freiburg. Big up to all the fans coming out to Turin tonight. But Juventus, even though they lost 1-0 against Roma, I think they were the better side. So I'm going to go Juventus 2, Freiburg 1. 2-1 to Juventus. Okay, then, and the next game, it is Manchester United against Real Betis tonight. And, of course, it is Manuel Pellegrini's return to England. Of course, you know, guys, Manuel Pellegrini, ex-West Ham manager? He is ex-West Ham, isn't it? Let me check. I can't remember. Manuel Pellegrini, back in England, ex-West Ham and ex-Manchester City. Of course, he won Manchester City the league, and, of course, he did manage West Ham as well. So, of course, obviously, welcome back to England, Manuel Pellegrini, legend, by the way. But, you know, United, last game, I think any United fans watching want to cover your ears. That embarrassing 7-0 loss against Liverpool on Sunday. And I know United fans don't want me to talk about it, but I'm sorry, Manchester United fans, I have to. But I think Manchester United were absolutely awful. I think that's the worst I've seen them play since the Brentford game when they got battered 4-0 in West London. And United, they were just all over the place. There was no passion, no fight. From defence to attack, Manchester United were just awful. Liverpool just ran riot over them. Real Betis are actually having a decent season. They're currently 5th in La Liga. Real Betis have played 24 games in La Liga, won 12, drawn 5 and lost 7. They're only 4 points off Real Sociedad in 4th. So the question, can Real Betis be in the Champions League next season? But it's going to be tough for Betis, you know, to go to Old Trafford and win. I know United probably are still affected after that loss, but, you know, they'll want to win the Europa League. They'll want to, I don't think that they'll want to maybe do the double. Actually, they could do the treble. Yeah, Manchester United could do the treble. You know, of course, they've won their Carabao Cup. They could win the Europa League, and they could win the FA Cup as well. So, treble could be nice if any United fans are out there. But United, will the players still have that 7-0 loss in their heads, or would they have forgot about the result and trying to focus for this game tonight? It's going to be tough. Real Betis are a decent side, got a few decent players, but I think Manchester United will win this one and go to Seville with the advantage. Manchester United 2, Real Betis 1. And speaking of Seville, the next game is Sevilla versus Fenerbahce. Now, Sevilla, I did watch a bit of the first leg and a bit of the second leg. The first leg, well, to be fair, I think both legs were really boring in my opinion. But, you know, Sevilla, of course, They are the kings of the Europa League, and Sevilla have an extraordinary record in the knockout phase of this competition. They've won a lot of games. It's going to be tough for Fenerbahce tonight. Fenerbahce is second at the moment in the Super League. They're currently second in the Super League, which is the Turkish top division. Obviously, Galatasaray are, well, the top three is Galatasaray, Fenerbahce and Besiktas, which is quite expected. But, you know, looking at other teams, Istanbul Başakşehir are 5th, Trabzonspor are 6th, Konyaspor are 9th, I know them. Sivasspor are 14th. I swear Sivasspor are in the Conference League. Are they playing tonight? Oh yeah, they are. Sivasspor have got Fiorentina tonight, so good luck to Sivasspor. But yeah, back to this game now. It's going to be tough for Fenerbahce. Sevilla got a very good record in this competition. You know, they've won it 6 times. They love the Europa League, Sevilla. And, you know, Sevilla, they've done well quite recently. It's going to be really tough for Fenerbahce. You know, they've got a few players on there. Of course, Enner Valencia, the man who scored the opening goal of the World Cup and had a decent World Cup for Ecuador. I think, have they got Batshuayi? I swear Fenerbahce have got Michy Batshuayi. I think they've got him. Let me check. Yeah, they do. Oh, they got Josh King as well. I didn't know that. So yeah, they got Enner Valencia, Josh King. Obviously, Bournemouth fans will know him well. I generally thought he was English. He's actually Norwegian. I didn't know that until like a few years ago. And of course, they got Enner Valencia. Sevilla have got to watch out for Enner Valencia. I watched him for Ecuador at the World Cup, and he did really well. I don't know how he's been doing recently, but I think it's a key threat. But Sevilla, they'll win this one. Home advantage, and they're going to go Sevilla 4, Fenerbahce 0. 4-0 Sevilla. Okay, then, and the next game is Shakhtar Donetsk versus Feyenoord. Now, I have a weird feeling. I generally think this will be a really good game, in my opinion. Shakhtar, I watched extra time of the second leg against Rennes, and that it could have gone either way. Rennes could have won it, Shakhtar could have won it. It went all the way to penalties. Extra time was really dramatic, and so was the penalties. In the penalties, Rennes had a big advantage, Shakhtar had a big advantage, but in the end it was Shakhtar Donetsk who went through. But, you know, it's going to be tough against a very good Feyenoord side. Feyenoord are having a very good season in the Eredivisie. Feyenoord are top of the Eredivisie. They are 3 points clear of Ajax in second. So, I don't know when Feyenoord last won the Eredivisie. Must have been a long time ago. But yeah, you know, Shakhtar, I watched Fogden's vlog because he went to the first leg against Rennes. The game looked alright, but, you know, it's going to be weird for Shakhtar. You know, they're not playing in Ukraine because the war's still going on. But I think there was about 12,000 Shakhtar fans. There was about 12,000 Shakhtar fans. So they're still bringing numbers. So fair play. But Shakhtar, I think in the second leg of watching extra time, Shakhtar played alright. I'm not going to lie. You know, Rennes obviously scored that goal. Rennes was so close, but Shakhtar pushed on to the end and got the goal. To take it to extra time and then penalties. But, you know, like I said, Feyenoord, top of the Eredivisie for a season. They got to the Europa Conference League final last season, which they lost to Roma. So, I'm going to go with a Feyenoord win and go Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Feyenoord 2. 2-1 to Feyenoord. Feyenoord, whatever. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I've got to get this up really quick. It's 5:05 at the moment, and games are kicking off in like 40 minutes. So I'm going to get this out quick. But yeah, I'm going to stop waffling and end the video here in a bit.